Well, hey, my name's Craig. I'm the lead pastor at Mission Hills Church in Denver, Colorado. And you know what? As a lead pastor, I'm always getting questions from adults, but sometimes I get questions from kids. And so we thought we'd do a Q&A with Craig from kids.
When I pray, what shape should I think of God?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. Here's what I like about the question. It means that you're thinking about God as someone, not as something, okay? Sometimes in the world, people have this idea that God's just like a force, and sometimes, I'll even say sometimes things like, well, God's kind of like electricity that powers our devices, right? And if we're unplugged from him, then we're gonna die. But when I say that God's like electricity, I don't mean that he's actually some mindless energy or force. He's a person. He's a person with tremendous power, but he's an actual person. And so I love that you're asking what shape should I picture him, because it means you're not thinking about him as this like just mindless energy out there. No, he's actually a person. Then the question is, what kind of person should I picture him as? And that's where it gets a little bit tricky because, if you picture him, sometimes people picture him as like an old man with a snowy beard, kind of like Santa Claus, honestly. And that's not true. He's not an old white man with a white beard. But there's not really any human being we can picture him as. Jesus would be the clearest thing that you could picture God as, but we're not exactly sure what Jesus looked like either. So I'll tell you what I do. I actually picture somebody from the Middle East. And I know that might sound strange, but here's the thing. The best way to picture God is actually to look at Jesus. I don't know exactly what Jesus looked like, but I know he was from the Middle East. I know he had dark skin. I know he probably had curly hair. He probably had a beard. A lot of the pictures we paint of Jesus in the United States, at least, picture a white guy. That wasn't true. Jesus was Jewish. He was Middle Eastern. And so when I'm trying to picture Jesus, I actually try to picture a Middle Eastern person that I'm praying to. But I'm in my mind, I'm always like, I'm praying to God through picturing Jesus. So if you find that you need to picture somebody, you might think about doing that. But the most important thing is whatever you end up kind of picturing in your mind, the most important thing is he's a person. He's a being. He's not a mindless, impersonal force. Well, hey, thank you for watching. So glad to have you with us today. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content, would you do a couple things for us? Number one, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any content. Number two, would love for you to like and comment on this thing. That really helps us get the word out to other people. Also, you can help us get the word out by sharing this particular post. We'd love for you to do that. And we'd love to hear from you about questions you have. There's a link in the comment section to help you tell us your difficult question, and maybe we can address that in an upcoming episode.